Hello everyone, my name is Corey Shuloff. I am here to introduce the wonderful parts of EdPuzzle. EdPuzzle is a website where teachers can engage students while watching a video and answering questions based on comprehension. The easiest way to get students engaged, I feel, is through multiple different resources. And one of those resources I choose for my classroom is EdPuzzle. A way to get into EdPuzzle is edpuzzle.com. Type that in your URL. And then the easiest way to log in as a teacher, because it is free, is Teacher Start Now. So you would go ahead and click that if you already don't have an account. I already have an account, so I'm going to log in as a teacher. I also use Google Plus for my login. Everything is attached to my Google Classroom. And there we go. It's going to load my classes that I created last year. Last year I only created one class in EdPuzzle right here in the general education category because all of my students fell under one category last year. This year I might go ahead and create an individual class for each one of my classes in order to differentiate and assign different EdPuzzles to each student. EdPuzzle is a way to edit videos to serve as a learning tool. Students progress and can also be tracked, monitored, and graded on their understanding. So for example, I have already created quite a few EdPuzzles. I'm going to show you how to look for an EdPuzzle, to create it so that it's your own, and to also how I use this in my classroom. So my content is under the My Content tab. These are all of the EdPuzzles that I've either shared and collected from the general search, or I have also snagged and edited the EdPuzzle myself. This Bill Nye Seasons is one that I have edited myself. As you can see, it gives you the video and the editing tools to edit, assign and share, duplicate, or remove. These are, for example, there are 5 questions throughout this video. And I tried to keep the videos short, like 4 to 5 minutes long, because if they get any longer, the kids get distracted and they lose focus. So a way for me to integrate this tool into my classroom with my students is I use it in my teaching practices during blended learning rotations. And if you're an Horry County Schools teacher, blended learning is a focus for all of our lessons. For most of our lessons, it's required. So I'm going to go in here and search for a new EdPuzzle. For example, we are doing Rock Cycle this week. So I'm going to search Rock Cycle. And remember, my mission is to find a video that is short and not too long, but with plenty of areas where I can add questions or edit the questions. So I'm going to pick the We Will Rock You video. And as you can see, it doesn't have any questions added to it. So I'm going to click Use It. And then once I click Use It, the screen will come up with the video that I selected and the segment that it is copied from. So I'm going to go ahead and play this segment. So there is a place that I really liked. It had a vocabulary word that I'm going to be using, molten rock. And so I might ask them a question like, what is molten rock? Or what is lava? So then I would add a question. So add a question. So beyond cutting, I like that version. So I can add an audio track, which I'm not going to add any audio tracks today, but you can add your own voice into the video or ask them a question. Audio notes, I'm not going to add any audio notes again today, but here's another way to add a comment, a conclusion, or a remark, whatever you would like. I am going to add quiz questions though. So quiz questions are going to come throughout the video. So once I have cropped the video, if I wanted to crop out that beginning, then I would move on to the audio track if I wanted to add any kind of instruction or extra information to the video. Then I could also add some audio notes, but I'm just focusing today on the quizzes part. So I'm going to go and add some quiz questions to this. So I'm going to click Show Me How. And then it can also give you a tutorial of how to add the questions through this video, but I'm going to click Got It, just in case you forget after I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and play this again. So I think this is a good place to add my question because the words are still on the screen and they're still singing along with the words on the screen. So I'm going to add not just a open-ended question, or there's also multiple choice questions, and then there's also just a comment question. I don't know if you would want to say, draw a picture of what molten rock looks like. For example, I'm going to stick to the multiple choice questions. I'm going to ask the students, what is lava composed of? And then they give you two answer choices. I'm going to add an answer choice, and I'm going to say molten rock. I'm going to say sediments. And I'm also going to say hardened magma. So there's my three options. That's the question I really like. If I needed to add another question at this point, I could add this. I can click this plus sign, and it's going to add the next question. But if I don't want that another question, I can just scroll down and hit save, and then continue with the video. So continue, or you can edit, or you can trash it. So I paused it at this time just to make sure, thinking about if I really want to use this place in the video as adding another question, or if I want to continue on. Well, I'm going to add another question, and I'm going to have an open-ended question. And I am going to ask the students kind of a foreshadowing question is, there are two types of igneous rock. What are they? So the students will have to answer that in a blank. So they will have to type intrusive and extrusive for their answer. And I'm going to continue on. All right, so for purposes today, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to show you what to do from here. So first of all, I want to rename this. I think I'm just going to name it the Rock Cycle Song. I'm just going to rename it the Rock Cycle Song, and then I'm going to save that. And then I'm also going to finish. And now is the option to assign it to a class or share with anyone. Now, if I were to assign this to my class, which I only have one class in here with 135 students, then all of them would be able to watch the same video, answer the same questions, and my results would be collected all in one Excel spreadsheet or document. I'm going to also have them prevent them from skipping the video. That helps them really focus on the questions, and they can go back in the video of the section that they've already watched, or they just can't skip ahead. So for purposes today, I'm just going to send this to them. And then it shows up on my due soon list. I want to show you one of the progress reports that you get. So once I have assigned this to my students last year, it says 60% of them completed it. So I want to show you the progress. So here's the progress report that you get. All their names, all their progress, things like that. How much they completed of the videos, how much they didn't complete of the videos. You can then export that and then give a grade as well in the classroom. And then you can also click this homework button. That's if you have it set up where each student or each class has their own class. There's also this gradebook feature. I'm not quite sure what that does, but I have purposely used this for blended learning. Teachers and including myself, I have created a Google form as an assessment piece. After each incorrect question, students needed to complete an attached EdPuzzle video. So I did that down here with the waves unit that we studied last year. I created quite a few videos, the coolest things the sound waves do, light waves, mechanical waves, waves, light, and color. All of those videos were attached to a Google form. For after each question they answered incorrectly, they had to come to EdPuzzle and complete the EdPuzzle until they found the correct answer, and then they could go back to their Google form. As long as their EdPuzzle showed me that they completed it, I gave them credit back for the corrected answer. Also, EdPuzzle can be used to teach, reteach, and even assess students' understanding of a specific standard or concept. Therefore, as a teacher, I could use this as an engaging EdPuzzle video to teach one group of students without actually teacher-directed instruction. So I can assign this to my students, and then they could go through the video on their own. Also, I could use this as a reteach instruction piece to another group where the students would be using the video on EdPuzzle with me monitoring them, or as me playing the video, stopping the video, asking the questions, and then us answering the questions as a whole group, which would be then teacher-led, student-learned. And then another piece that I have used EdPuzzle for is the assessment, where the last group could be assessing their understanding and evaluating their understanding of a concept, which would then be student-led learning. I hope that if you have any questions, you feel free to